If you look at the picture of the two of them in the Oval Office, he's on, our friend Netanyahu is on the left, and he's grinning like the proverbial Cheshire cat. You know, he's obviously delighted. And he's looking across at this old man who's practically saying verbatim whatever he wants him to say. If anything, I think Netanyahu is practicing American foreign policy through ventriloquy. He's simply moving Trump's mouth, and Trump is saying what he wants him to say. And that is, unfortunately, tragically, the perception in the United States, that Trump is not a free actor, that he is simply a puppet. And the puppet master is Netanyahu. I think, in fact, as soon as the ceasefire is over, large numbers of those 2,000-pound bombs that President Trump could have kept from the Israelis that have been released to them will absolutely be used to finish up Gaza. And eventually, I think he'll turn his attention to the West Bank. But more important, I think he'll double down on war with Iran. The one thing that Netanyahu is worried about is Donald Trump's predisposition to find a way to cut a new deal with Iran. Because Donald Trump, as confused as he appears to be right now, and as foolish as some of these statements have been, I know him. He does not want a war with Iran under any circumstances. The problem is he's no longer in control. And that should have been obvious from the footage that came out of the Oval Office. Netanyahu has the initiative. And Netanyahu wants that war. If he doesn't get that war, he has no chance of accomplishing any of the goals that he set for himself and Israel. The Greater Israel Project will fail. I think that the hostility to Iran is irrational and unnecessary. It's similar to the irrational hostility to Russia, George. Iran is a great power, a great nation. It's a civilization that is coming back very strongly in that part of the world. The sticking point, of course, for us is Israel. And this is something that Israeli government has insisted upon. And that's what Netanyahu wants. And obviously, thus far, President Trump has delivered. Like you, I'm a little concerned that we could be trapped into something that we otherwise would never do. That's my concern. And there are all sorts of ways where we could become involved long before we show up and do anything in Gaza, because you and I know what he's talked about. First of all, it's not going to happen. And then secondly, if we tried to do it, it would take years. This is not going to happen quickly by any means. So the great danger now is the ceasefire ends, the bombing starts, more people are killed, and something triggers the war with Iran. We're not out of the woods on that one.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند